The evolution of your marketing will be the catalyst for the evolution of your business, and the evolution of your business will provide you with the freedom to focus on the evolution of your life. This is Evolved Marketing with Andre and Brian.
Welcome back to another episode of Evolve Marketing Podcast. I am here with my co-host, like always, Brian Brewer. So today we have a very special guest, and our guest today, it goes to show you that not every business that you go to do to set your mind to will work out. Our guest today, he had a business, and that business eventually ended up failing, and he was in $35,000 in debt. And at the same time, he was also getting sued by American Express because he could not pay that debt. Fast forward a couple years later, he was actually found at the success that he was always looking for online. And from there, he has his own program. He's joined multiple affiliate programs. He's been successful with all of them that I sing. So without further ado, I want to welcome to you guys, Daniel Chou. Welcome, brother.
Thank you, Andre. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you, Brian, and for this opportunity. I'm very excited to be able to be on your show. Let's go.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you. As we mentioned before we got on and started recording, Daniel, we mentioned that we haven't talked to each other before, but we've both known of each other for a couple years now. I think you kind of found my content and got introduced to the affiliate marketing model. I found you and always thought you were something special online. I always felt like you were someone who gets it. You really have been a student of the game and started to really understand what it takes to be a marketer. We'll get into all of that. I just want to tell you before we get started that I appreciate your time and you coming on the show. I am absolutely 100% convinced that we are going to learn, if not one thing, many, many things from you today. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of golden nuggets in this episode. But before we dive into all the success that you've had and all the different success with different programs that you've had, let's kind of take it back to the beginning. And how did you get started with this? Hey, let's make some money online. Let's start a business. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it went all the way back, right? I mean, before I even jump online, okay, just very quickly, because I was in the security business. I was a military contractor for over 15 years. And I had to travel to all kinds of crazy countries like Iraq, Pakistan, Nigeria, right? And I did that for 15 years. But after my first son was born in 2015, I decided not to travel to all those dangerous places anymore. So I started looking for an online opportunity. So I had a close friend at the time who was an Hollywood actor. So we partnered up and launched our first product on Amazon. And we were selling supplement on Amazon at the time. So I did that for 3 years. My goal was I need to have a successful online business. So I'm in control. I never need to work for other people or go to the places I really don't want to go anymore, right? So I started looking ways to build my own business. But that Amazon business, we work very hard. We try all besides money, okay? We work every single day, but because none of us had any marketing skills, okay? People don't see this. You still need to have marketing skills, whether what kind of business you are in, okay? I didn't know that. So after 3 years, that business failed. The day I left that business, I got left with $35,000 in credit card debt. I couldn't pay back. So I had to put my family on food stamps and work on multiple part-time jobs, including delivery, vehicle parts, while looking for opportunities. How can I pick myself up again? Under the condition, I don't have any money left. I couldn't go back to do Amazon again, even though I wanted to, because that was the only thing I knew of at the time, but I couldn't do that. I have no money to buy more inventory. That's when I start doing research. I start seeing your content, your success. Then later I met my partner right now, Nathan, and also I get to know Andre. That's how I got started, by looking at what you guys were doing at the time.
Yeah, but that's incredible that even though you were having those failures with that business, and even though you had all the pressure in the world, getting sued by somebody, not being able to pay your credit cards, you still had that drive to move forward and find out what the next thing that is going to get you out of that hole. Something that me and Brian always talk about is like, if you're at rock bottom, you're at the bottom. the only way to go out from there is up.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
that's super incredible that you were able to get out of the hole basically. How was your family feeling at the point where how did you feel, at the point where you didn't have any more money left? You put your family on food stamp. How did that feel as a man?
That to be very honest, I mean, my self-esteem was super low. Okay, so my initial journey quite bumpy because I number one, I didn't have any mentor time when I first got started. I didn't know what's the right strategy I should do for my business. So I tried every single different tactic that I can find on YouTube under the sun. So I started from doing blog, doing YouTube review video, everything else. Spent a lot of time every single day, but I didn't get any results. So my wife thought this online thing was not real. Okay. I remember she told me at the time, I mean, when you are under, I think you guys also understand this because you guys also overcome a lot of struggles in your business under financial pressure. And as a husband and father, I feel like I'm a failing husband, failing father because I couldn't provide. And this business, I know it's gonna work, even though I didn't have the right method yet. But looking at Brian, looking at you guys, I know this business works. Okay, just I didn't know how to make it work for myself. And my wife keep saying that, hey, Daniel, this business is not real. Why can't you just be a normal husband? Go out there, get the regular 9 to 5, okay? And at some point, she called me a loser, okay? And that hurt a lot. But I couldn't quit, even though I thought about it a lot of times, but I couldn't quit because I didn't have any option. When I look at my two sons, I have two boys. One is 7 years old. The other one is 3 years old. When I look at them, I don't want them to feel that their father is a quitter. Okay. So that's why I keep pushing forward, even though I didn't know how.
Yeah, we have a lot of similarities in our story because you had a job for 15 years and then everything changed when you had your first child, your first son, and you're like, I don't want to be away. I don't want to go to dangerous countries. I was kind of not maybe in dangerous countries, but I was in a situation where I was in the restaurant business for 12, 13 years, just like Andre was in the restaurant business for a lot of years. And I loved it. And, it was enough money for us to live. But when I saw, my daughter born, who is my oldest, it was like, I don't want to miss all those things in the future. So I need to make a change now, because if anyone's worked in the restaurant industry, it's late hours, it's crazy hours, you're missing holidays, you're missing after school activities. So for me, that was my biggest motivation. It's doing for others. And I think that was super powerful and instrumental in my success, because if I was a single man and I just wanted to buy a Lamborghini, it would be hard to stay motivated through all of those challenges. So going forward, when you kind of got into this affiliate marketing thing that allowed you to start a business without taking on inventory, something that was important to me when I got started, how did you use that motivation to help you persevere when you did see those struggles, especially in the beginning before the results were coming? Do you have any advice for folks who are in the same situation now?
Well, I would say number one, right? Will be find a role model. Okay, find a role model. It took me a lot of time to figure this out, especially when I first got started. Right, coming from a very bad financial position, I put myself in a very limiting mindset. Okay, and so if I can restart again, I would definitely recommend everybody to find a role model. Okay, in some way, Brian, Andre, you guys were my role models when I felt lost, right? Just seeing you guys, the results that you have been generated for your business. And also I see that the students that you have coached, so I know the results are real. Just I didn't know how to make it work, right? And so I have that belief that it's gonna work. I don't know how to make it work. I just need to keep pushing forward. Yeah.
Yeah, what are some of the things that you were doing to help you push forward? Were you creating content on TikTok? Like, what was the platform that you first started to get like the results that you were seeking?
Yeah, that's a funny story to tell. So when I first got started in May 2020, right? That this was the actual core document that I got sued by American Express. So that was the core date, 2020 May. Okay, so I started I didn't got started on TikTok, short form video content. I started from building blog because my self-esteem was super low, right? I feel like I'm failing husband, failing father. Nobody's going to listen to me. So there is no way I'm going to be speaking in front of the camera, trying to deliver value, right? As a beginner. So I started from doing blog. I started from doing product review videos. And I started from promoting low ticket offer, okay? Because I failed at the time because the low ticket offer is cheaper. Maybe it's easier for people to buy. So I did that for about 7-8 months of time. Didn't get any results. I got some small sales here and there, but maybe about $1,000 a month, okay? When I first got started for the first months of time. Then in January 2021, I saw an interview that Nate did with Dave Sharp, right? That's the first time I got exposed to TikTok and also high ticket space. Then I see Brian was doing Legendary Marketer. I see that you are doing Legendary Marketer, right? And a couple people I was seeking advice from were actually Brian's students. So I actually got a lot of support from Brian's material, resources, everything else. And that's how I got started on TikTok after 7 months of struggle.
And then, so how was that transition for you? Because I too, I did this for years, started with low ticket blogging and stuff like that. And then once I found a mentor, and I call it a virtual mentor because I actually met Alex Becker because I waited on him when I was still working in the restaurant industry. But I met him. I realized he was real. So I dove into his content and I modeled what he was doing. I started putting myself out there, becoming more of an authority, helping people, creating content and promoting higher ticket stuff. Well, that's when everything changed. So take us into Legendary Marketer. And in the beginning of 2021, once you decided, oh, this is different. I'm seeing, your partner Nathan now and all these other people, and you're getting help. Like, what was that transition like for you? Was it immediate success or was it immediate momentum building? What did that look like when you finally went towards the high ticket model?
Well, immediately the thing I found out will be I found the lead flow. Okay, lead flow for my business as soon as I jump on the short form video content platform like TikTok, right? Even though I didn't know how to create proper video content at the time, but because that was a trend. So as soon as I jump on that, I immediately see my traffic increased, people messaging me, the amount of messages I received starts increased. So that gave me hope. That shift my view. I need to focus on what's trending right now and tap into that wave if I want to scale faster.
Wow, yeah, that's interesting. So you found some success with Legendary Marketer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and then from there, I remember maybe the next program that you were promoting was the 3-day challenge with Jonathan Montoya.
Yes.
So that's the program that I were having super amazing success. I believe you were one of the top affiliates for that program, and you were able to reach $100,000 in commissions just with that program. What kind of frame you had promoting the 3-day challenge aside from Legendary Marketer? Because I know there are different programs. The selling is also different. What are the things that you were doing for the 3-day challenge that got you all those high ticket sales?
Okay, so I would say bonus package, okay, but I want to go a little bit deeper from here and also give all the credit back to Brian and also Andre, okay? Because when I first got started back in 2020, I started from low ticket space, right? But what I did was create blog article to review products. And in that article, I will throw in some bonuses, right? If you buy this from me, I'm going to give you these bonuses. And I take that same concept to when I do YouTube review videos. I might review some kind of software, but in that video, I'm going to say, hey, if you buy this from me, I'm going to give you these bonuses. Where did I get that ideas from? Because I saw Brian and you guys were doing when you were promoting Legendary Marketers, right? You guys have your resources, bonus package ready to go. When people buy that from you, you're going to offer them some additional resources to help them get started easier. So that's how I implement it. but I didn't have any success when I implemented that when promoting low ticket offer. But I still use that framework, put that into high ticket. Then, especially when I did that with Jonathan's program, right? That blew my business off. So I got my initial success from there.
Okay, so that's interesting because you said, you talked about the bonus package, and for anyone who's not quite clear what that is, basically you're going to promote some sort of offer. And in this case, I think it was a $1,500 offer, a course that costs $1,500. So what you're going to do as the affiliate is you're going to create additional resources, additional training, maybe that you give to anyone who buys that program through your affiliate link. So the benefit to you is you get the commission. And the benefit to the customers, not only do they get the product, but they also get the bonuses that you're offering. So everyone sees bonus packages and they think, okay, if I want to be an affiliate marketer, I can really increase my conversions with a bonus package, which is absolutely true. But I think it might be worth investigating and getting some of your expertise, Daniel, is how do you create a good bonus package? Because to just throw a bunch of crap in there is not going to get people excited. You got to throw stuff in there that really ends up making people almost buy the product for the bonus package alone, I would assume, correct? And if that's the case, excuse me, what kind of things do you offer in your bonus package that makes it easier for the customers?
That's a very good question. Okay. Let me just use Brian's bonus package as an example, because that's how I got started with Legendary Marketer. So basically, the bonus package, the good bonus package is you put yourself in the customer's shoes, okay? Let's say if you are selling a course, right? People buy this course, buy the information, but there are some gap in between. For example, what kind of tool you should use, right? And what kind of, maybe you are buying this course, the first step is for you to create your own website for you to do your business. And what if I can help you streamline that process, because I might build a similar website already before. What if I can give that website as a template to you to help you get started faster, right? Like when I use Brian's bonus, when I was a complete beginner, Brian, he will record additional training videos, right? Like interview with Dave or his own training videos as a bonus to help people, just walk people through, teach you how to use this product better. I think that's the best bonus package.
Yeah. And what about your bonus packages? What were you putting in there in the beginning, or if the success that you found with the 3-day challenge?
The biggest bonus package, I'm going to give people tools, my personal resources, right? The biggest bonus package I offer was my coaching. At the time, I offer my coaching as free bonus. So whoever buys product from me, I give them certain amount of calls with me or certain time period to work with me. So my initial success came from I offer my coaching as one of the bonuses.
Yeah. And then when you were doing those, when you were selling the high ticket for that program, were you jumping on calls with those people to be able to sell them? Okay, so now let's walk us through that whole conversation of how you're able to sell a high ticket with, giving your bonuses and your experience.
Okay, so for anybody who are watching this, if you are in high ticket space, okay, I highly recommend. There are different kinds of marketing tactics out there. You can close sales without jumping on sales calls, but if you want to do it at a high level, right, somebody has to jump on calls, because that conversion rate just higher comparing to if you don't do calls at all. So doing sales call is very important in high ticket space. So when I do sales calls, usually, okay, my framework is I will walk people through 4 different stages. Okay, the stage number 1 will be ask a bunch of questions, but towards a goal of understanding where your prospect is at right now of his online journey. Okay, complete beginner, or maybe he or she has been trying to do this but never get results, right? Or if they have some kind of major challenges. So stage number one is to figure out where they are at right now. After I get that clarified, I have the answer, then I will move into stage number 2. Stage number 2 is figure out where they want to go. Okay, so stage number 2 is, hey, tell me So what's your financial goal, or what's your vision for your family in the next 90 days? Okay. Or what would you call would be a big success to you for the next 90 days? Okay. After we work together, I want to know what's your expectation. So stage number 2 is to figure out where your prospect want to go. After we get that answer, then step number 3 is critical. Okay. Critical. I will ask something like this. Hey, Andre, so we know where you are at right now. Okay. You have challenge 1, 2, 3. And we also know where you want to go in next 90 days, 6 months, right? You want to make 10K a month. That's great goal. Okay. Step number 3 will be go deeper on their desire. So step number 3, I will say something like this. Hey, you want to make 10K per month? Tell me why 10K per month. Okay. You need to understand why. Everybody has different reason. Okay. Some people want to make 5K a month. Some people want to make 20, 30K a month, right? For different purpose. We need to know why they want to make that kind of money. Okay. Because just to know how much money you want to make doesn't mean nothing, because everybody has different goal. We need to figure out what's the reason behind that amount, right? So we go deeper on that. After we know why you need to make 5K or 10K, what's the real reason behind it, then step number 4 will be get them to agree they cannot do this alone. So step number 4, I will say something like this. Andre, I know where you are right now. I know where you want to go. Okay. And I know the reason why you want to make that kind amount of money in next 90 days, which I'm confident I can help you, right? But tell me, if you know what you want to get, why haven't you made it happen on your own yet? Then I stay silent. I want to hear that. Let them sell me. Let them tell me and also admit they cannot do this on their own. Once they admit, then I will start presenting my offer. That's usually a framework.
Yeah. Let them give you the reason that they should move forward instead of telling them why they should. So what happens at that point? You get them to admit why they need it, how do you transition into the offer from there?
When I transition into the offer, right? If you do those 4 steps properly, okay, do it correctly, the transition will be easy. Okay. You just say, okay, here's what we're going to offer you. Usually if you are doing a high level sales call, right, you're going to spend a lot of time going through those 4 steps, but you are not going to spend that much time like really talk about what your offer is, feature number 1, feature number 2. You can just do a quick summary in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This is what we're going to give to you. This is how students are getting results, right? How do you feel about that? Okay. Do you think that if you have this kind of resources, you can see yourself achieving similar results? Yes or no, right? Very simple.
And that is so huge. And that right there, what you just laid out in those 4 steps is exactly what I was talking about when I said I've appreciated you from the moment I discovered you and always viewed you as a student of the game, because what you just laid out for us is textbook. It is efficient. It is effective. It is all of the things that you want as a marketer. And just like you said, if you do those 4 steps correctly and you do them, you take your time with them, by the time you get to the offer, people already want the offer. They just need to know where to send the money. And that's the same thing with any sort of marketing. If you're creating content, people talk about landing pages and such, and button colors and how to increase conversions. Well, if you're doing your content marketing correctly, then by the time they get to your website, they already want to enter their email. It's just a formality at that point, and you can actually start pre-framing them for the next step. So that was amazing. If you're listening to this, make sure you jump back, rewatch this, and take notes like I just did, because that is the formula right there. But now, if we could, I want to talk about the attraction portion of it, because that's how you close sales, right? That's textbook efficiency, effectiveness of how you close high ticket sales on sales calls. But before we get to that point, we have to attract people to us. And I know you've talked about telling your story and the importance of that. So maybe if you could dive into the attraction portion of your marketing force, that would be amazing.
Yeah, yes. So here's my personal opinion, okay, based on my experience. A lot of people, especially beginners, why they have difficulty in closing sales, because they focus on the wrong thing. You have to understand, when we promote this kind of programs, product, course, coaching, right? Especially in the one of the three biggest niches, health, wealth, and also relationship. We are not selling products. We are giving people a transformational solution. Okay. So don't focus on, when you are selling transformational products, you don't want to focus on features. You want to focus on the transformational part. Okay. So when you guys look at my content, I talk about my personal journey, my personal struggles, my personal challenges. And that was before. When I show them after I went through all these fires, right? Then what I get in my life, in my business, that's after. I talk about this a lot, okay? Because I want to hone in the angle that this is a transformational product. Okay, if you can do that, because when people on a sales call, they try to justify, okay, my product is couple $1,000 versus my product feature, trying to justify if my product worth of this couple $1,000, right? People usually do that on a sales call. You will never win, okay? But if you follow the steps that Brian also do with his students, right? If you follow that steps, right? People you have them to decide to fix the problem right now, their current problem, get to their desired state versus the investment for the program. Okay, when you can make people make a choice between these two, 7, 8 out of 10 they will choose to fix their problem. Okay, so I think that's the big part. And take that concept into your content creation. You want to talk about transformation. Okay, if you don't have any results yet, you still have transformation. If you look deeper, you can talk about your internal transformation, right? Let me just whip it from the air. Let's say I join Brian and Andrew's program. I want to promote this program, right? Even though I'm a beginner, I haven't got my monetary results yet, but I'm going to talk about my internal transformation. For example, when I was on food stamps, I didn't have any money, right? My last business failed. What kind of problem that caused me, my family? I fought with my wife every single day, right? I didn't know how to lead a family, right? And that a lot of that was because I didn't put myself in the right environment to learn from the proper mentors. If I talk about that, people generally will be interested in wanting to know how can I make this kind of changes? Okay, they might not want to know what program I'm in because they don't want to buy stuff from me yet, but they want that kind of transformational results in their life too. So that's what I do. I talk about a lot of transformations. I don't talk about, probably just 10 to 20%, I would talk about my program or the program I'm promoting. 70 to 80%, I talk about transformations.
Yeah.
A lot of them will be internal transformations.
Right. And even though you're talking about transformation, something that the word that we like to use in this podcast is also evolution. You know, you are evolving yourself.
Evolution. Yes, evolution.
You're evolving your marketing as well. And in the beginning of this podcast, you mentioned that you didn't have those marketing skills for your failed business. What are those skills that you were missing back then that now you know?
At that time, right, when I did my Amazon business, the only marketing skills, or I thought that was the only marketing skills to do any business, will be pay ads. So like pretty much all the Amazon sellers, right, we spend money on pay ads to drive clicks, everything else. And I didn't know ads at all, right? Now I know a little bit, but I'm not an expert. So I did that And investing in ads before you know how to do it is just like playing fires, right? I spent a lot of money on ads and didn't get good results. Sometimes just break even. Most of the time I lose money. So I started from doing that. After I learned how to do affiliate marketing, really learn how to do online marketing, and look back, I mean, there are just so many things I can do. I mean, if I need to do Amazon business right now, I can blow that business off just using the knowledge that I have right now. Yeah.
If you were to start an Amazon business, which you probably don't want to go back to the physical products business after the digital products business, maybe you do, but I don't. I want to stay. I was in the digital or physical products business for a very short time, and I never want to go back again. But the point I'm getting at is, if you did go back to that, what would you do differently now that you've learned so much over the last few years with your marketing?
The very minimum level I will do is definitely start creating video content, short form video content. Okay, get that traffic going. Number two, I will build a community. And based on that niche, so I can build my own tribe. Okay, like a Facebook group or whatever. I'm gonna build my community. So that's the two things I will do. If I need to do Amazon business.
And it's really interesting that, I mean, you're confident because you're right. That will work with physical products. The product is irrelevant, really. It's the community and it's the traffic and qualified leads that you can drive. And I think that's where a lot of people, especially when they come into this online business, you know, they're a little, I don't want to say confused, but they're missing the huge opportunity. And they say, oh, I want to do affiliate marketing without creating content. But really, all content is our ability to reach people. 20 years ago, before we had the internet and social media and phones in our pocket, there was a gatekeeper, right? The major media news outlets, they had all the attention. So we had to rely on ads 20 years ago in order to be able to get our message to the people. And that's all ads are doing, is getting the message to the people. Now, we don't have to worry about the gatekeepers because we can open Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, a podcast, and we can reach our audience and deliver our message. So the question is, hey, if you want to try to start a business without creating content, you're actually going about it the hardest way possible, because the easy way is to use the free resource. So with that being said, I know you talked about your story in your content, but you know, what content platforms do you rely on? I know you're big on Facebook. You mentioned, you know, TikTok and Instagram. Like, how do you create content? You know, what's your content schedule look like? Any insight you can get in, give us into that would be amazing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yes, the content schedule, right? I usually have, I have a 7 days content schedule. So every single day I will have a different topic. Like, for example, this week, I'm going to be talking about the struggles struggles of 9-to-5ers. Okay. So Monday, I will pick a topic related to job. And Tuesday, I will come out with maybe lifestyle content to tell people the freedom I'm having without working a 9-to-5 job. So that week, every single day, I will have different topic related to 9-to-5 jobs. Okay. And so that day, I'm going to get my content on various platforms like a Facebook story, TikTok, IG Reels, Facebook post, everything else. So that's my content schedule. But for beginners out there, I want you guys, if you guys are watching this, right? I want you guys to figure out, okay, what product you are promoting. Because if you are promoting high ticket product, versus promoting low ticket product, your goal might be a little bit different. Okay, might be a little bit different. Like in high ticket space, I know that the best way to close sales will be jumping on the call with prospects. Okay, but to get people jump on the call, we need to build that relationship. The best way to build that relationship is to have a conversation inside Messenger with your prospect first, right? To really understand your prospect. So messages, conversations are a big part in the high ticket space. So if I'm doing high ticket, that would be my goal. How have more conversations? So
right.
With that knowledge, I'm going to pick a platform that's going to be easier for customer to talk to me on messengers. So that would be my focus. Okay. Usually that would be Facebook or Instagram. I'm doing high ticket. I'm going to set that up as my foundation. Once I have that set, then I would jump on TikTok and also other short form video content to get that massive traffic coming in into the messaging platform so I can talk to them. So that's how I'm going to do it.
And then what is your call to action or your offer? What do you do to get people to essentially reach out and start that conversation in Messenger?
If I starting from scratch, right? For example, TikTok, the minimum requirement is that you got to have 1,000 followers before you can put the profile link on there. So if I started from scratch, my initial CTA, especially when people don't know who I am, my initial CTA will be just simply encouraging people to follow me. Okay. People are not ready to buy anything from you before they know you, like you, and eventually trust you. So my initial CTA for the maybe first 1 to 3 months of time will follow me, comment down below, right? Just encourage people to follow me. That would be my initial CTA. Yeah. Then after that, my CTA, I will do more like if you want to have similar results, right? Message me or comment down below. Comment some kind of keyword so I know I can reach back out to you.
Yeah, that's what I use TikTok for too. I use it as a gateway. So I use TikTok to get people out of TikTok and then maybe go to Instagram, go to Facebook, go to my funnel, because on TikTok it's really hard to actually talk to people, but it's easier to get followers. You get me? So it's like you get like a dopamine hit in a different way. So now that after I seen your success with many programs out there, I know that you have created your own program. Um, what makes your program special? I guess I can say, like, what are some of the things that you are teaching in your program that is not being taught in other programs?
I mean, I would not consider, I mean, our current progress is a success in front of two of you. I mean, you guys are legends, okay? So my program, basically our program, Wealth Warriors program, is a coaching program. So basically we just summarize all the challenges that we went through, me and Nathan went through in the last 2 years, how we started from complete beginners, what's missing in our initial journey, where to find proper support. So that's how we created this program. And so our goal is to fill that gap, to give beginners the resources that we found that was missing in our early journey. That's our program is about. So very hands-on.
And then you're talking about like basically all the mistakes that you made back in the day, and you're trying to teach your students not to make go through the same mistakes, right?
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of great programs out there. Like you guys program are top notch. Okay. And I highly suggest whoever is listening to this podcast, right? If you want to move faster, if you want to do it right the first time, find a proper mentor. Okay. Find a proper mentor, somebody who has been there, done that, like Brian, Andre, right? And because that's the best way. You're going to have questions every single day. And that was my initial struggle when I purchased courses, right? When I have questions, it takes days, if not weeks, for me to get the answer from the support department. And sometimes you can tell that person who is responding to you, they are just like you. They are a staff. They don't know much about it, right? So that's why I struggle a lot. As soon as I found a proper mentor, my business, I mean, pop off, right?
Yeah, you got to
right
go directly. You got to go directly to the source, right? Otherwise, it's like the telephone game and stuff gets lost in translation, and you're never able to put it together. So let's talk about the program in the sense that I see, if you're watching this on YouTube, I can see behind you. You know, you got Legendary Marketer Awards, and then I see some, Jonathan Montoya Awards as your name, Daniel, and then I see Jonathan Montoya Award as the Wealth Warriors, which is a partnership where you went back and started from scratch again and earn the award. And then I see the Wealth Warriors behind you. This is a big, I don't want to say concern, but this is a big contemplation point that people go through when they see affiliate marketing success. Do I continue to promote the same programs I've promoted for the past year or two and saw success with, or do I go out and create my own coaching program or course because there's demand inside my audience? So maybe if you could take us through the decision to move forward with your own program and what that transition looked like when you went from promoting just affiliate products over to promoting and creating and promoting your own course.
I would say because creating a course, launching your own program is a different monster, completely different comparing to if you are an affiliate marketer, okay? Because in some way, you might make way more money just being an affiliate marketer without all the troubles of running your own program, okay? So I would say creating your own program is a little bit like a personal mission, if you will. I see this as a mission. That's why I want to use this to impact more people, okay? But just talking about making money, being an affiliate marketer, working, partner up with proper vendor and make money from doing that, I think that's easier. So everybody's different, okay? You can stay as a marketer and make a lot of good money if that's what you want, to have an easy life. If you want to launch your own program to impact more people, okay, take on more challenges, you can do that too. There's no right or wrong. Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. If you are going to go create your own program, it has to be a mission for impact. Because if you've seen affiliate marketing success, I mean, I'm speaking from my own experience. If you see affiliate marketing success and you build an audience and you build an email list and you're making consistent commissions and you're in the 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month range as an affiliate, guess what's going to happen? You're going to launch a program and you're going to make a whole crap ton of money up front because you have a audience full of people who've just been waiting for your thing. But then after that, there's going to be a lull and it's going to drop off. And if you are not on a mission to grow that, you will be frustrated because you're going to think, oh my God, I just burned this amazing opportunity. But if you build this program out of a mission or a need or a gap that you want to fill, then you will have the motivation to bring that curve back up and impact more people and make more money going forward. So I think you did it for the right reasons. So I think it's going to be a massive success. So let's talk about that. What are the plans moving forward? Where do we go from here? And what do you have viewed over there on the horizon for your future?
For the future, I mean, in 2023, because we just launched our program not long ago on December 19th. So we still have a lot of backend stuff. We want to get it on point. So right now we have our standard package, but we also launching our low ticket one, okay, to get more traffic coming into our ecosystem. Then after that, we're going to launch our like a 7-figure inner circle. So like a really high ticket one. So that's the plan for 2023. Then after we get all the back-end stuff built out, then we want to expand to maybe other niches, not just in the affiliate marketing space. Maybe teach people how to build a brand, offer like agency services to other business, but that will be in 2024. So my goal is to reach out, not just the affiliate marketing space in 2024. Yeah.
Yeah, so this will be like goals for your program. What about your personal goals? I know you already like checked off a bunch of your goals, probably, paying off your debt, getting off the settlement with American Express. So what about you? Like what do you want to accomplish in the next years for yourself and your family?
My immediate goal for my family will be buy another house to move to maybe a more pleasant place. I mean, right now we are in Tucson, Arizona. We love the place. The reason why we moved here, because when 2 years ago, I was that broke. And my brother-in-law, he has his own business in Tucson. So he asked me to move here, save some money while I move here initially. But here is too hot. So I want to buy another house somewhere so we can enjoy our vacation. So that's personal goal. Yeah.
That's a great goal. And, we're down here in Texas, so it's pretty hot down here, but I don't think it's Tucson, Arizona hot. I've only been to Arizona passing through, but I hear some horror stories, but that's a great goal. And that's what's amazing about this whole chance that you take when you become an entrepreneur is, we're looking here at January of 21, where you are introduced to Dave Sharp and, you've had this failed business. And at the time of this interview, it's May 2nd of 2023. So in the grand scheme of things, a lot has changed in a very short amount of time. What is your superpower, if you will? What is the one thing, not just the strategy that you've given us, but what is the thing that's inside of you that has allowed you to completely transform your life in a little over 2 years?
I would say if I can name one thing, I think this is my superpower is I can make people feel relatable to me. Okay. My target audience, they feel very connected to me. And a big part of that, I would say, was the struggles I went through. Okay. At the time, I didn't see that experience as something that's blessing, if you will. Okay. I thought I was an unlucky guy. I was the victim, right? I blame outside circumstances, everything else. So went through that struggles, make me understand what other struggles people are going through, right? And that played a big part in my business because my ego was high. I mean, because I didn't feel that miserable before, right, in my previous career. So first time I need to get myself on food stamps. I had nothing. My wife called me a loser because I couldn't provide, right? That changes me. Okay, I was an alcoholic during that time, but I haven't been drinking a single drop of any alcohol for 18 months already. So that I would say that's a big win for myself throughout this journey, besides making money.
Well, congratulations on. I was just saying congratulations on that really quickly, and then I'll turn it back over to Andre. But I mean, that just falls exactly in line with the intro to this podcast. Is the evolution of your marketing will be the catalyst for the evolution of the business, which will give you the freedom to focus on the evolution of your life. And that's exactly what you've done. You've taken this opportunity, this money, this freedom, and you've evolved your life and changed it for the better. So congratulations again. And I'll turn it over to Andre.
Yeah, that's amazing because you have to work on yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you, you know? So the fact that you realize that, okay, I need to work on me first before I can actually help other people. So that's really amazing that you were able to accomplish that. And I mean, 18 months without having a drop of alcohol, that's a really good accomplishment for yourself as well.
Yeah, thank you, Andre, and thank you, Brian. I mean, cannot do this without you guys' support, okay? I mean, because we have, in this community, there are a lot of great people like Brian, Andre. Without your support, I would never be here. Yeah.
Awesome. We appreciate you. One thing that we like to do at the end of the show, we like to turn the tables around and see if there's any questions that you have for us. So right now will be the time for you to ask.
Yes, I do have one question from me and also my partner, Nathan, okay? I want to ask you guys, what's the advice from you guys to me and Nate so we can get that 2 comma club work like you guys faster?
Yeah, I mean, really, it's what I look at is I look for momentum. And what I try to do in my business is I try to see what actions will scale quickly. And what I mean by that is if you look at my business, are there things that I could do that would help me make more money this week or this month? Yes, absolutely. Right. I could build out a sales team that will help me make more money this week or this month because I will convert more leads. But looking forward, does that fall in line with my goals? And my goal is to obviously reach more people, help more people, but also I want this to be as stress-free as possible. And as an operator, the more people you're managing, the more stresses there tend to be because things tend to roll uphill. So instead of saying, okay, here's the easy thing, I'll just hire a bunch of salespeople and I'll pay them a hefty commission and we'll make a whole bunch more money. Okay, how can we do that? But how can we do that without the people? Maybe it's a new webinar because a webinar is something I can automate. Okay, maybe it's a new content strategy. Maybe I need to bring on a different editor to help me get my content out further, faster, stronger, all that stuff. Okay, cool. That scales long term. So for me, it's all about like, where is the momentum and what's the 20% that's going to bring the 80% results? And I don't have to do everything. Just focus on what's going to drive that momentum up.
Yep.
Got you.
And once you have that momentum, I say just keep doing what you're doing, especially because when I started getting success, I tried to implement a bunch of different things, thinking that it was gonna be bigger money coming in, right? But at the end of the day, that wasn't the reason why. Every time I added more things to my plate, my income went down, to be honest. So it's good to keep trying new things, but once you have the momentum and something is actually working, just double down on what's working. You don't have to change it. Maybe your mind will tell you, we might have to add more things, but just keep it simple. I think simple, I think, is the best way to make sales anyways.
Boom. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Andre. That's $1 million advice right there. Thank you.
and Andre is exactly right, because the more things that you do, that takes your energy. If you can focus 100% of your attention and energy on one thing, like Andre says, once you find out what works the best, with the momentum, and just double down on that or triple down on that's where you go to the moon. And it's crazy. When things start going really good, and I know you've seen a ton of success, and I'm sure you've had massive months, and you've seen like it's easy at that point, and you just got to figure out how to get to that easy, because it can take off and it can be pretty incredible. So that was a great question. And thanks again, Daniel, for being on the show. I got exactly what I knew I was going to get, especially when you were talking about telling your story, focusing on the transformation, and how to actually close on a sales call. I mean, it was just incredible textbook. I mean, it was a mini course, or even a full course right here in less than an hour. So thank you for taking the time and sharing your insight on the show here.
Thank you so much, Brian and Andre. I mean, thank you guys for this opportunity, and super excited that I was able to be part of your podcast. So thank you.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah. One last thing. How can we find you? How can the listeners find you? What would be like the best platform to find you?
Yeah, the best platform to find me, I would say, go to my IG, because I'm growing my IG right now. So okay. You guys can find our account, just typing Wealth Warriors Official. Okay. Wealth Warriors Official. That's our main IG account that me and Nate are growing right now.
Perfect. We'll make sure we will link it up in the description of this podcast. And yeah, we appreciate your time, and we hope to see you soon in the future as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Andre.
Well, thank you, Daniel. Thanks to everyone who tuned in to this episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast. Make sure you share it with someone who could use this information for their business, and we'll see you all on the next episode.